Heart fans, welcome to the fourth annual Heart of America Athletic Conference Men's Volleyball Media Day. We are joining all 14 men's volleyball programs today, finding out what they're doing to prep for this incredible season and get a preview of what you can expect. I'm Rich Linden. I'm your host. Super excited right now. To join me is they host the national tournament. National championships go through Mount Mercy University. Head coach Austin Filer and student athlete Douglas Fofano. Coach Douglas, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Richie. What about you?
I'm fantastic, man. Men's volleyball is my favorite, and season's getting ready to start. But, coach, I'm going to start with you. I've been interviewing Heart teams, and they're just starting. You already have three matches under your belt, 3-0. Tell us what it's been like so far working this team and already getting off to a good start.
Yeah, it's a great start to the year so far. We've got a lot of fresh faces and a couple of really key contributors that have come back. So we wanted to start off with some matches that we could see kind of who we are, what we're about. And so far, coaches have loved to see kind of what we're doing on and off of the court. It's been a really great start for the season.
Well, let's talk about this guy that I think is a key to your team right now. Tell me about Douglas and the impact that he has both on and off the court for this team.
Yeah, Douglas is our captain for a reason, and he does some phenomenal things for us on the court. He's been, this will be his third year as a starter for us, and he's played a little different role. He's hit on the outside one year for us when we had an incredible season, and then has moved a little bit more into an outside slash libero role. But for us, the things he do on the court is amazing, but the things that he brings to us from a leadership standpoint, from a character-driven standpoint, hard work is something that's not measurable. And just the other day, he came into the court and really won us one of the sets when we were struggling a little bit just by bringing some energy and some effort.
Well, it's incredible, Douglas. Let's talk about this. It doesn't seem fair actually that you can be an outside hitter and a libero. It's like, what? That's not even right, man. But originally from Brazil, tell me a little bit about growing up in Brazil and the culture of men's volleyball there and how that translates to the Heart.
Yeah, so I started playing when I was 9 years old, actually. People here in the US normally start a little bit later than that. But for me, just having that much more experience than the guys here, I think it's great to have new players and just to pass that experience to them too. I think volleyball in Brazil, it's like probably the second biggest sport right now. So, or under 19, under 17, the tournaments are crazy, and we have like a bunch of like great players. Some of the under 19 are already playing the national teams. So just for playing against those guys, I got some great experience, and just coming here to the US and seeing like the differences between like how the game is played, like how fast the setters play, or how hard they spike or how hard they serve. It's just amazing to see the differences and just to get used to it here. It's a great experience for me too. So
Great, especially in the Heart. So, Coach, let me jump off of what Douglas just said. The Heart is unique. I feel it's one of the biggest, strongest, most powerful conferences in the United States as far as men's volleyball. And a big part of that is you have so many American players, but blended with international players from everywhere. So, Coach, how do you balance that? Do you change philosophies when you're dealing with players with different playing styles, different levels of experience, and different cultures? How do you put that all together?
Yeah, I think you're nailed it with the Heart being the strongest conference in the country, and I don't even know if it's close anymore. What we have been forced to do is actually grow our depth as a program because playing a back-to-back against two top 10 teams in the country, it's challenging to have guys that are healthy enough to go through in a whole season. So this is a group for the first time, I think, in a while that we can go very, very deep and not lose really much of anything. I think for us, we're a melting pot for sure. We've got guys from all over Europe, all over South America, and all over the United States, and everyone speaks a little bit different as far as volleyball jargon. Everyone communicates different. They have a different eye for what they think is important in the game, and I think it's made us stronger. I know it's impacted me as a coach that learning from different places. We've got some guys that are playing from really high level clubs, and learning a little bit about how they see the game, how they view it, and how they communicate has been really important for our growth. And I think it's an easy thing as a coach to steal from people that you admire, and we've got some great guys that have been coached by some amazing coaches.
Incredible, and I'm biased, but I feel like that's part of what makes men's volleyball so exciting and so incredible to watch and to announce. So last season, your program, I said this before, and your university was the host for the NAI Men's Volleyball National Championship. What was that experience like for you, trying to prepare a team to play and also prepare to be a host for all of these other teams? Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, it's a really exciting time to be part of Mount Mercy Volleyball right now. To have that opportunity to showcase Cedar Rapids, to showcase our university has been fantastic. One of the things that I think is great for us this year is there was some pressure last year to hit some of the qualifications to make that tournament as well. And I think it wore on our coaching staff at times, it wore on our players. And now that we've kind of checked that box off and said, hey, we've done that, it's a little bit easier to be free this year and try to kind of enjoy the season a little bit more. So that's one of my goals. It's one of our team's goals, is to really enjoy every step of the process. And I think what will happen is we'll be a little bit more free to perform at the national tournament this year when we make it.
Free and loose. Crazy men's volleyball, that combination of intensity, focus to detail, and also having to be free and loose and have that fun. So Douglas, let me ask this question to you. Who on your team uh, is the party guy? Like, who on your team is the one that keeps you loose, keeps you going, keeps the music going to keep that flow and keep that energy?
I think we can talk about Brian Lynch right now. He's a guy with a lot of energy. Every time he goes into the court, he's bringing a lot of energy and just screaming and celebrating every single point. So I think that's great for our team when he comes in.
So let me ask, how was it like? What was it like playing in the NAI National Championships? And for fans that don't know, Douglas, I'll ask this question to you, and we can kick it to Coach. But what's it like walking into Alliant Energy Powerhouse Arena? For fans that haven't been there, what's that like, and what was the experience like for you playing?
So first time I came into the court, I was like, "Ooh, this is a completely different world than what we were dealing with during conference or during the rest of the year." So when we went to our first game, I think everyone was a little bit anxious for it. Most of them didn't have that much experience. So I think going back this year, like the players that came back from last year, they're just gonna pass that experience around to the new players, and I think that's going to make it a lot easier for them.
Yeah, amazing. So, Coach, you kind of alluded to it. You've been through it once. Your coaching staff went through it. Your staff, athletic department, you know what to expect. Hosting again this year. So, what are some of your goals for the team then, as we get ready to start the season?
Yeah, I think I've got some great memories in that building. When I was a high school coach, we actually won a state championship there. So it's
Wow.
great to be back into that building and kind of have that experience, and it brings back some great memories. I think for us now that we've kind of checked that box on getting there, I think what we want to do is really enjoy every piece of the season, take it game by game, enjoy those moments. And I think what will happen is if we have less of that anxiety and that pressure on us when we get there, I think there's no limit on what this group can do. So last year, I think we put some ideas on paper of what it could look like, how far we could go with it. And I think that took some of the joy away. And I think this year we're just looking to ball out and see how far we can push it with it. But I know for us, we want to get into a spot where no one wants to see Mount Mercy in their bracket because they know they're going to have that hometown support, and who knows how far that can take us.
Well, that's amazing. And I mean, so you've got your non-conference games already under your belt, but man, you start Hart play, and you said Hart, toughest conference in the United States. What's it like coaching, preparing? You literally from top to bottom. There's no anybody can beat anybody. You can't just walk in and expect to win a match. What's it like preparing for that mentally, physically, and getting your team ready?
Yeah, I think every coach's initial reaction is, this is terrible. I can't believe I'm in this conference. How am I going to find a win? But then when you take a step back 30 seconds later and you look at it, we have an amazing opportunity to play some of the best teams night after night, home and away series, getting to sleep in our beds most of the time. And when we do travel, we get two back-to-backs. And there's a lot of conferences that are jealous to be in that situation because they would like to have the travel, the strength, and kind of it really will get us ready for the national tournament. So in one side of me, it's like, boy, this is going to be tough. I don't know how we're going to get it done. But the other side of me, it's just amazing to be able to play night in and night out. And I firmly believe iron sharpens iron, and our guys are getting better every single day because of those experience against some of those teams.
Of that a general theme. I've heard that all day today on media day. So Douglas, last question for you. What do you love most about playing on this team and your whole journey at Mount Mercy? What have you enjoyed most about it?
So for me, I think it's just having people from different cultures, different countries. I think it's amazing. Like coming from Brazil, I saw a lot of differences in culture from the US, and just dealing with these guys coming from Europe and all around the world is just amazing for us. Just learning to deal with different kind of people and just making us stronger because of that. I think it's amazing.
It's incredible, man. I'm pumped up. I'm excited. I can't wait to see you guys. I hope I get to announce you on court at some point through the season, but good luck. Your fans are ready. You're ready. Already starting off to a good start, man. Thanks for being on today.
Thank you. We're looking forward to your music when we see you too.
Yeah, we'll get it going.